Hello everyone, my name is Hector Mendoza. I wanted to talk a little bit about data transfer in Xactimate and some shortcuts that are kind of cool when you're doing data transfer. So let me explain what data transfer is. So, whenever you start working for a carrier, sometimes they're going to send you some files, and those files are going to have to be imported or transferred into Xactimate in order for you to work those claims. Let me show you some instances. Okay, so if here I created this Word document, and if anybody wants a copy of this, email me. I can email you this. So what I didn't understand, sometimes they would send me an ESX file. Sometimes they would send me a XKX, or they would have another one was a PAX. But here's a few of the extensions that people might send you, and if you don't know what those extensions are, you don't know what they do. So I went and put a string here to let you know where to go to import and export this stuff. So let me show you some of the stuff. For instance, the ESX file. Basically, what this is your claims that you do. Okay, so let's say I was working on a claim and I needed somebody else to help me with it. I could actually data transfer this to them. I'm going to show you a shortcut, and I'm going to show you how to do it the long way, and then I'm going to show you a shortcut. Okay, so other things that you might, some of these companies might send you are claim reps, estimators, agencies, contractors, reference, and like you see right here where it says Safeco Insurance Company, those would be your reference, and it's when you print your estimate. Here, I'll tell you what. So I created a fake one here. So if I hit print and I view, so you see right here, this reference, it would put, like in this case, they didn't put a lot of information. It just put their website, the name of the insurance company, and the business that they work, the name of the business. Okay, so let me show you some more. Some other ones that are kind of interesting are like your price lists that you would just get from Xactimate. So, but you can share. So let's say somebody was helping you with a claim. You send them the claim. You might want to send them the price list for that particular claim. Other things that you have to change in your Xactimate are your company headers, your opening and closing statements. But if you don't have them, you would have to create them. But normally you're not going to create them. They'll send it to you, but you got to understand what it is. Like for instance, you need to know the extension, like the .mox. Okay, so some other things are your activity reports. So in activity reports, I have some other videos that tell you about your activity reports. So activity reports are attempt to contact the customer, contacting the customer, doing the inspection, didn't do the inspection, didn't contact. Those are reports, and sometimes they have some already they already want you to say it in a certain way. So let's say I was gonna do an activity report. I would click on import. Now yours wouldn't have this because you haven't imported this into your Xactimate. So, you know, uh, I'm just going to put this one in. Let me see, inspection notes. Okay, so I click on it, hit OK, and then so this comes up here. And so what some of the companies would expect you to do is go in here, you would put your name, you would fill this form out. Okay, so the cause of loss, let's say, is health. You would go in here and put health, origin, where where did it start? You know, roof. That's where, and then you would keep on going, and you would fill it out. I'm going to show you how to import those in here. Okay, so let's go back to Word. Some other things. You know, macros. Some people share macros. I don't use macros because I use keyboard shortcuts. It's a lot faster for me to create estimates. So also templates. For instance, let's say, here, let me go to Sketch. I have I have created my own templates, and it could be a sketch of a house, it could be just a block, it could be a bunch of things. So if I go into options, load templates, and I'm just gonna put these are my I'm just gonna put a refrigerator out there, and you know, so there's a little refrigerator there. Okay, you're not gonna have that template in your Xactimate, but I could share my templates and give them to you, and you would have it. So that's what templates are. If you don't know what, and then let me see what else here. Templates. Oh, notes. So some companies have particular notes that they want you to put whenever you do a estimate. So let's go in here and let's go to estimate. I'm just gonna select something, and I'm gonna put RFG 300 S, and then, you know, normally you wouldn't have to put the calculations because, you know, you would be going by Eagle View, but I'll go ahead and put them in there. So, you know, on here you would have to create a note, and so I'm going to double click here. I'm going to click here. You see right here this little stamp, it says load notes. So they're going to give you some notes that for instance, here, let me select that note, and it would say this item includes a shingle material allowance, and then you would have to go in here and type, you know, let's say $135 per square, which reflects the current market price. Of course, that's not the right price, but anyway, and it would give a lot of other data that they want you to put with every roof that you put in. So then you would hit close, and now you have that in your estimate. So when you go to Control P, and then you go to, you know, view your estimate, let me see if I can find right there. You see right here, right in here, it put that in there. So and you wouldn't have that on your Xactimate unless if you import it or they import it. And a lot of times you have to import it, and if you don't know how to do that, that can be a little hard to do. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, I think that's all. So let me show you how to transfer some of this stuff. And there's more, but this is just the basic ones. And I just wanted to show you, uh, you know, some of this stuff. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to export from this document that I have. I'm going to export it. So let's say that you wanted to give your friends or your coworker or your boss or somebody, you wanted to send them a file or one of these files that I was talking about. So what you would do is you would go to options. Oh, actually, you can close out of this claim. So we're going to close out of it. I'm not going to change nothing. So if you go to Xactimate, you go to Tools, you go to Data Transfer. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to save something to a folder that I just got through creating, and I put it on my desktop. And so you hit Folder, you hit Send. You're going to navigate to that folder on the desktop, and I'll call it data transfer folder for data transfer. And then you would select OK. So now you would go in there and select items. Okay, so you click on select items. Now, in that Word document that I have, I would give you a list of all of these things. Like you see, that Word document has all that stuff in there, right? So, so let's say that you wanted some of the sketch templates. You would click on sketch template. Let's say you don't want to copy all of them. You only want to copy a few of them. You would select the first one you want. You hit Control key, then select the ones that you want. Okay, and you would hit send, or you can hit Control A and send, or you can click on the first one, go all the way to the last one, hold your shift key and select, or you can select the first one, hold your shift key and stop there. Maybe that's all you need. That's all we're going to do. We're going to hit send. We're going to get a dialog box indicating that it was successful or there was error in the exportation of it. Okay, so everything here seems to have succeeded correctly. So I'm going to close. Now I'm going to go to my desktop. So you see right here, that's what they look like. And so the extension is .skx. That's why it's good to have a Word document to know what this stuff is, because people are going to be sending you something and you're going to try to open up in Word or Excel, and you're going to be like, wait a second, I think there's something that has to go in Xactimate. You can go to my Word document and you're like, hey, that is something from for Xactimate. So so that's one, and I'll do another one because it's all going to be the same. So let's go back to Xactimate. We're going to remember, you go to Tools, under Xactimate, Tools, then you're going to go to Data Transfer, then you're going to hit Send. If you want to export something, you're going to select the folder, okay, then you're going to select items, and this time we are going to send out some, do some, no, I think I already did that. So let me see, what's it? Oh, activity notes. That's something that we use a lot. So I'm just going to select those, okay, and I'm going to hit send. You get the dialog box. You close, go to the desktop. Now, there they are. Now that extension there is the PAX. Okay, so that's how you send data, and then you would email that or send it through, however you're going to send it to them on a flash card or something, however you want to do it. So now let's say you need to import that stuff. You go back to Xactimate. Then you're going to do the same thing. You're going to go to Data Transfer. This time you're going to retrieve, Okay. And the good part about this, because of those extensions, you don't have to worry about where to put this stuff. Xactimate knows exactly where in the Xactimate platform where to put it. So, we're going to browse. We're going to select the same folder because that's where we just imported some of this stuff. You're going to hit OK. Now we're going to select the items. So you select, and so you would, let's say I'm just going to do one or two. I'm going to select that one because they're already there. Let me see something. I'm just going to use this one here in an empty block. Okay, so I'm going to tell it retrieve. Now, your dialog box is probably not going to say this because, you see, it says, what would you like to do with this? Because there's already that item there. So if you skip the item, it's not going to put it in there. Let's say you had a new one, and so you can override it. Okay, and it's going to, and now there's going to be another one, that activity notes, that is going to, in just in case, I don't want to replace what I got there. So I'm just going to select this item only. Now it's going to give me another dialog box, and hey, you got another one. And on this one, I'm going to tell it skip. It's not going to do nothing with what I have in Xactimate. It's going to skip that one, and then it would continue through all that list that you selected. So you're going to hit OK. So it tells you you had a successful import, but you skipped one of them. Okay, so you close. Now, that's how simple it is, but you got to know the steps. Now, here's a let me show you an easy way. Let's say that you wanted to give somebody your claim. You're in the middle of it, and man, you just can't. You're like, you're about to lose your job because you can't get this thing done. And there's people like me that you can say, hey, Hector, give me a hand. And then, I can look at that file and I say, hey, you know what, man, for $20, I'll do this whole claim for you. And then I'll send it back to you. So when the inside adjuster looks at your stuff, they're going to be like, oh, man, oh, wow, this guy, he knows what he's doing. We're going to keep him around for a while. So, and then, or not just that, but, you could get your boss, you could get anybody to help you. So now let me show you a easy way to do that. So I'm going to close here. So let's go to the control panel, right? Now this is where all your claims are, not just in your control panel, but there's another folder right here that's projects. That's where all the folders are on your hard drive. So your contact control center is the stuff you're currently working on. Okay. So let's say that I wanted this one right here, and you wanted to send it to me, right? You're just gonna select it. Here, let me pick one that I don't mind moving around. This one right here. Okay. So I'm gonna. You see, I'm just dragging it, and you see, all I did was left click. I dragged and released it there. You see right there, it has the .esx file. I can now get that. So watch this. I'm going to delete that one. Now it's no longer in my computer, in my Xactimate. Okay, you see, it disappeared, right? Now you send me that file. All I got to do, I can go in here and just copy that right over. You see, and hit close. Now it's there. So that's the easiest way to, and here it is right here. Okay, so let me see. Another thing that I wish I knew how long this thing is. I normally time myself that way I don't make the videos bigger. But there's another thing I want to show you. Let's say that you I gotta think about this one. Let me see. Okay, so let's say that I had a claim and I wanted to copy certain things from one claim to the other. The thing is, I already have a video of this, but I want to show you this because since we're talking about data transfers, I can go in here and the only thing is, and I'm not going to go real deep into it because you need to go watch my other video because it'll explain everything. So let's say that I wanted to copy something from another claim. If I go in, first of all, you have to be in the claim itself. So let's go, I closed it. So let's go to Xactimate. And okay, so you go into the claim that you want to copy from another claim. Okay, so you see the one that we were just messing with. I'm gonna open it up. Now, when I'm recording, it slows my machine down. Normally, this thing is fast. Okay, so now I would go into projects. And first of all, let me show you what's under in Sketch here, so you can see what it does. So if I go to Sketch, see there's nothing in Sketch, right? See, main level, nothing. Okay, so now we're going to go to projects, and then I'm going to do a quick copy. You see, you go to projects, quick copy. So it duplicated it. Okay, so you hit OK. Copy from a project. Now you gotta list which claim you want to bring it from, right? So I hope that I select one that let me see, Jeremy. Let me see if this is under. It has to be in the same profile. Let me see if it's not in the same profile. So we're gonna select one. Let's say this guy here. I'm gonna hit OK, and I want to click on scope because I don't want to bring a lot of stuff. I don't want to bring the preferences or nothing. I just want to bring a sketch in here. So I'm gonna hit copy. The estimate has existing line that will. So it just gave me a dialog box. So now, if I double click here, go my sketch. If it had yes, you see, before I didn't have a sketch. It brought the sketch, but in addition to that, it also brought the estimate. So if you go to estimate items, see, it only had a little bit in there. This was a denial, and it just brought one roof. It was a rain cap. I remember this claim. So that's how you do that. Okay, if you got any questions, don't hesitate to call me. My email is right here, HectorMendozaAdjusting at yahoo.com. And here's a lot of all this videos are posted in YouTube. if you ever want a copy of this Word document, because every time I post something, I update it, because you could just right click and then you could tell it open link, and it'll go right into that YouTube. You see, it goes right into it, and then it shows. And I have almost anything you can think of in Xactimate, more than likely I have a video of it. So it's going to take a while to load. Thank you for watching. You got my email address. Don't hesitate to email me. Here, if I click here, right click, and go to my, you see it automatically logged into that. Move this down. Well, thank you for watching my video.